Nice Ravens water bottle, Joe. Where'd you get that?
Oh, M&T Bank.
Neat. Hey, why'd Joe Flacco take his Ravens water bottle to the Grand Canyon?
Really, Dad?
He wanted to drink in the view.
Want your stainless steel Ravens water bottle? Get it with any new M&T personal checking account. You can also get the exclusive Ravens debit card. Rush to any M&T Bank branch or mtb.com/Ravens. M&T Bank, the official bank of your Baltimore Ravens. Offers subject to change and certain restrictions, conditions, and fees may apply. Ravens water bottle available while supplies last in Baltimore metropolitan area M&T Bank branches. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Stunning Stella Cheeks.
And I'm the Enigma Erin Klein.
And this is
Not Your Demographic,
a feminist wrestling podcast.
Shockingly, those exist.
I've started it now.
Okay, great. I'm glad.
Hello, Demmies.
Hey, everyone.
That was funny. How are you?
I am really good. I have like a low point, high point. Today, my mom emailed me 6 times about my wedding. And so I was like, oh my God, this is not going to let up for like the next 6 weeks, basically.
Just get used to it.
Yep. And I was like, oh my God, I hate this so much. I can't believe this is happening. But high point, I had a excellent weekend, like a really, really good weekend. I went to a baby's birthday party, which was super fun.
What? What baby?
I guess he's my nephew. It's my Michael's best friend from childhood. They've been friends since they were for 20 years, basically. And he has a son. And we're...
How old?
1. He turned 1 on Sunday.
So an adult birthday party.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, there were a lot of babies there. It was like in the suburbs, and so there were a lot of...
While we're talking about babies, where are you standing on babies right now?
I'm definitely going to have a baby at some point, but...
Can you guys imagine Erin pregnant?
I know. I was thinking about that earlier today and was like, ooh, I don't know about this. It's funny. Every once in a while, Michael and I will walk, the other day we were walking home, we got a storage unit. I feel like that was the next adult thing that we did in our relationship. We got a storage unit together. When the guy gave it to us, he was like, I just want to let you know, because he's the one that's actually signing the lease. If you show up and don't have a code, I can't give it to you because, couples get divorced and people will come and try and take their spouse's things out of the storage unit. And I was like, oh, I had never even considered that ever. So I'm glad you don't do that. That's weird that someone would expect you to do that, I guess. It was very strange. I was like, oh, married things. I see. But we were walking home afterwards and we passed this school of 30 screaming children and I shuddered involuntarily and Michael just started laughing. He was like, it's not quite ready, huh? And I was like, nope, definitely not.
That's so funny.
But yeah, we're gonna have 1 is the plan. Maybe we both have a lot of siblings, so we were
overrated siblings, who cares?
Yeah, that was the thing. We were if we don't feel that it's necessary, we might not have a second one if we're kind of depriving our kid of experience.
What about the world falling apart? Don't you ever think about that? Because me and Nick had this conversation where I was like, should we even have kids? Regardless of if we want them, should we have them?
That's why, I felt that way for a really long time. I was really conflicted about, I have a lot of personal body issues with being pregnant. That scares me a lot. But the idea of making a human, the greater problem I had with it was climate change. So I was how can you expect a human to live in this world? But then after the election, I was like, it is my job as a smart, not racist person to raise a human who's not a racist.
We have to prevent the movie Idiocracy.
Absolutely. It is our responsibility as people who know better.
What if a fucking apocalypse happens and then you're like, I gotta bring this baby and these cats?
Well, that happens. Maybe the baby will die because it has young lungs. I don't know. It's going to be hard anyway, so I feel strapping a baby to my chest isn't going to be that much more difficult. That's just going to happen.
But where am I going to put the cats? If I already have a Bjorn for the cats, where's the baby going to go?
On the back of the Bjorn, duh!
Well, I have 1 cat in the front, 1 cat in the back. I guess Nick has a front and a back as well.
Yeah, exactly. He can carry the baby. He's more broad-chested, and then you can
have the cats.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be fine. You'll be fine. Yeah, but then I was like, idiots and racists are going to have lots of babies.
Is scary.
They're going to have lots of babies that they teach their hateful shit to. And I was like, I have to have a baby that is a smart human being. Like, I have to raise a real human. So that was literally why I decided to have a baby.
You have a baby and it becomes a Republican. That's what happened to my grandparents. My grandparents are liberal. Like, worked for public broadcasting, liberal. They have one son that is a converted Catholic conservative who lives in Texas, and one son who only voted once in his life and has a NASCAR tattoo. Who is my dad.
I mean, all you can do is teach your kids to be good people, and then once they leave your house, it's their decision. But I feel like...
My dad is surprisingly not racist.
Yeah, so. I feel like that's, like, even if you make decisions that I really disagree with, like... It's better that I teach you why these things are wrong and how to think critically about this stuff rather than, like, the world teaching you to be racist. Like, I think that's my job as a person, that I have to do that. So eventually I'll have a baby.
What a weird talk to have at the
I
beginning
know,
of this
right?
episode.
Hi, welcome to our wrestling podcast where we talk about the ethics of having children.
All right, so you went to a baby's
birthday party. Michael's bachelor party was on Saturday while we were at Podslam having a fucking awesome show. I gotta say, we put on a really, really good show.
I was so nervous.
Oh my god. Stella sent me so many text messages like, I'm freaking out. I'm having really bad imposter syndrome. And I was like, they literally asked us to be there.
I am very nervous to listen to the first 5 minutes because I was like shaking.
You were shaking really bad.
I had to like put the paper down so the audience wouldn't realize that I was shaking.
Mm-hmm.
Once we got into the flow.
Great.
Well, because you were like probably high.
I was very high. Duh.
I made many jokes about how you were high.
I know, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. Who cares? That's literally my brand.
Also, we got the best compliment from my grandpa who hates wrestling. He thinks it's the dumbest thing in the world. Mm-hmm. He really dislikes it.
He was very nice about it.
But they came to support and see us. My grandpa, who literally worked in public broadcasting and specifically the radio for half of his career before he moved over to television, was like, as somebody who worked in radio for a very long time, you guys are very good at what you do. You have a great connection. You know what you're talking about, and you present a very entertaining show, even if wrestling is dumb. And I was like, that's a huge compliment.
I know. I was like, oh shit, thank you so much.
Like,
your grandparents are the best.
Yeah. My grandparents were very supportive. And also, like, I would look around because, like, there was a bunch of people in the audience that were our friends or friends of friends who, like, don't watch wrestling, but they were laughing. And I was like, if I got these guys and C. Rose is laughing in the corner, we're doing an okay job.
That's kind of how I felt, too. I was like, taking the temperature of the room. Who's doing what here? All right, we're doing good.
We're doing an okay job.
I was like, oh, your grandparents are laughing. That means, like, things must actually be funny because they have literally no idea what we're talking about.
And they hate wrestling.
Yeah.
So much so that, like, later in the weekend, because they were visiting, we just had some downtime, and I was like, I don't want to watch football, and Nick is asleep, so I'm going to put on wrestling. My grandparents were like, I don't care. And they were fascinated. They were watching it. My grandma was, like, laughing, and my grandpa was like, I don't get it. And I was like, but it's A.R. Fox. Look at his body. Also, sadly, he was wrestling Tejano, and I was like, this is not a good match for you to watch because Tejano is really boring. Yeah. And then it was the Marty the Moth and Mariposa versus Melissa and Phoenix, and I was like, this is not a great snapshot of what wrestling is, but it is also entertaining. I had to like try and be like, this guy's kind of a stalker, and this is his, like, scary moth mob sister, and she's like, not really a wrestler.
It's like that moment in Glow where they go to the live show, and she's like, oh my god, it's because she's related to him, and this and that, and they're like, oh my god, how did you know that? She's like, it's a soap opera!
Except for the opposite, where I was like, I'm trying to explain that it's a soap opera. My grandpa was like, nah, I don't get it.
They were still very supportive. It was great. Also, your grandma was super nice that she, like, would not let me leave, and she gave me a hug and was like, I just want to wish you good luck on your special day, and I know you're going to be beautiful and have a great time. And I was like, oh shit, thank you.
Also, my grandma, like, actually listened to you. She was telling me things about your wedding that I did not know. I'm, like, in your wedding, and I see you every week, and I'm one of your best friends. And I was like, who are you talking about? And she was like, I'm talking about Erin. And I was like, Erin who? Who is getting married?
Yeah, she was, like, making really deep eye contact with me over dinner, and I was like, oh, I will tell you everything you need to know. Literally anything you want to know. I will just spill my soul out to you. She's just the best. I thought it was great.
She's very cute.
And then I went to Zelo Pro on Sunday, and it was...
I tried desperately to convince my grandparents to go.
They gave me 3 extra tickets. We could have all gone together.
I tried so hard to get them to go, and my grandpa was like, no.
I wound up going with Ben, and yeah, the show was great. I got to shake hands with Johnny Mundo. He thanked every single person in the audience.
He is the nicest person.
Fucking nicest dude.
Because I went to that showing of Boone the Bounty Hunter, like, and there were people there, but not a ton of people there. He was so gracious and so nice.
Yeah.
Like, he plays such a dick on TV, but he is like the coolest person.
It was so wonderful. Like,
that's part of the reason I love him, because I'm just like, he's a dope dude.
Oh yeah, I have always kind of liked him, but it's weird having seen him a lot live now, because we live in a wrestling city where we can go to 3 different promotions whenever the fuck we want, 5 different promotions whenever the fuck we want. But so it's weird to see him in front of like 600 people audiences at like Bourbon Street, and then to be in a bar with like maybe 35 people. There were not very many people there. And so it was so different to see how his energy changed, and like, he's just such a good performer. Like, he has such a good grasp on what the room wants and who they want him to be. And like, it was weird too, because with Zelo Pro, because the audiences are small, like one vocal
because
fan,
they've only done 2 shows.
Exactly. They're
not
a very young company. Super, super young. And obviously they're pulling great talent. I saw a fucking 5-way with Nicole Savoy, Delilah Doom.
Oh, that photo of you and Nicole, I was like...
Oh my God. There was someone talking to her.
Was she really nice?
She was so nice. There was a guy who was talking to her for a really long time, and she realized that Ben and I were standing there, and she was like, I'm sorry, do you guys want something?
And we're like,
can we please get a picture with you? She didn't have any merch. I was like, I want to buy a shirt, but I
bought a shirt.
It's a men's large, I know.
No, but somebody saw that on Twitter, and I sent it to him in the mail. He sent me like $20.
Oh,
and
shit,
I sent it to
cool.
him in the mail, and he got it, and I gave him a button. And
oh, fantastic.
So that worked out well.
That did work out super
Twitter.
well. Oh, that's excellent. That's really good news.
So now I can use that money to buy a Nicole Savoy shirt that will fucking fit me.
Good. Excellent. Excellent idea. Yeah, it was her and Delilah Doom, who was excellent.
Always.
Smiley Kylie Ray. I had never heard of her. Apparently she's like the face of the women's division at Zelo. She was excellent. Her tagline was, she's just happy to be here. And she came out and had like a Pokemon top on and was like, I'm real smiley. And won the match. And at the end just like broke down and turned into this like evil bitch, was like, I will do anything to destroy you. This is my company. And at the end was like, thanks so much, everybody.
That's awesome.
It was so good. I had never seen her wrestle. She's very, very good. And I was like, I absolutely want to see you again.
Cool.
Like, it was so cool to be exposed to all these new people at Zelo Pro, and also get to see like Tessa Blanchard and Nicole Savoy and Delilah Doom and Kikyo was there.
Lots of women.
So many women.
I know. I saw that Kikyo was there.
Yeah,
Damn it! I love all these women.
It was so good, and like everything was very well booked. Like, there were a couple of guys who I didn't know who were singles wrestlers who were kind of like riding that line of like inappropriate, like I was saying before, because it's a small crowd. There was like one woman who, it was kind of nice that it was a woman and not a dude, honestly. There was one woman who was very vocal and was like, if you suck, I'm gonna fucking let you know. She was wearing a bright blue Kikyo shirt and bright red short shorts and this big silver crown. She was like a big, beautiful, loud black woman and was just like, I do not give a fuck what any of you think. Like, this dude started to get, like, set. It was nice because she was almost like a temperature gauge for how good people were. Yeah. Because if they could interact with her in a way that worked, like, they could really build on that. And there were a couple of guys who really let her get to them and were like, shut your mouth or I'm gonna put something in it, like, shit like that. But everyone in the crowd was like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, you're a fucking idiot. And, like, Johnny Mundo was like, he like threw her a bunch of kisses and was like playing around with her, and someone made a joke about her like not being able to work it because she was like a big girl, and he was like, get in the ring and twerk, let's do it, show them that they're wrong. She was like, fuck yeah, I will. Did she? Yeah, she got straight up in the ring and was just like, fuck yeah, my hero. Oh, she was so great. And he was like, you were wonderful, thank you, and just like escorted her out, like held the ropes for her, and she like got out of the ring like a wrestler. It was great. So it was fun that it was like a small crowd, but it was just like, it was such an interactive
Johnny Mundo
experience.
Was the best.
Oh, he was so good. Like, and literally he came around and hugged everybody and gave everyone a handshake and said thank you. And I was just like, I'm in love. You're the greatest.
He's a fucking mess. You still haven't watched Boone.
No, I haven't.
So good,
I really
man.
need to.
We got like riff tracks. It's so good.
Yes. So yeah, I had a great weekend. How were you? How was your weekend?
Good. I mean, we did Podslam, which was so fun. Again, I was like such a nervous wreck, but I got into the flow.
Yeah.
Also, I wore my Drew McIntyre shirt. It looks way better than it does on the website. Also, like, maybe it's just me and I made it look really good. So, Podslam raised $3,600. Their goal was $3,500.
Oh, fantastic.
They are still accepting donations for the next month. So, if you didn't donate, please go donate.
Yeah.
It's a good cause. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was really fun.
We are filming our Patreon video this weekend.
Yes, we are.
Theoretically. So our Patreon will be launching soon, and if you didn't get a chance to listen to it, that's going to be our first content.
Yep.
So
yeah,
look out for that.
Absolutely.
My grandparents were in town. It was fun, but it was so hot, and they were like,
oh my god, it was hot.
yeah. And my grandpa was just like not feeling very great, so like we didn't really do anything. We just like ate food, which is great. I love eating food, but it was also like I want to do something. And then I got new glasses.
All right.
Ta-da!
Oh, those are your new glasses?
Ta-da!
Oh, those look really nice.
Thank you.
They fit your face really well.
I tried them on. So
Well,
that's good. So I can see again.
I'm so proud of you.
The first like couple hours of me wearing them again, I was like, oh god, I'm so dizzy. Oh my god. But now I've like readjusted and now it's fine.
Good. Excellent.
Yeah.
What wrestling shirt are you wearing?
I'm wearing Young Bucks Super Kicks and Super Kicks and Super Kicks and Super Kicks shirt because it's the one I pulled out. But also, I am caught up on ROH, so
Ooh,
back in the ROH game.
Fancy you.
Yeah, I had a week where I was like, instead of just watching the wrestling I normally watch, I was like, I actually just want to watch wrestling. So I caught up with ROH. I watched Death Before Dishonor. I watched In Progress. You know.
Lucky. I'm trying. I'm fitting everything in as I can, but
Rushing it in the wrestling game.
yeah. I had to watch No Mercy late, so I had to sacrifice NXT
I
this
watch
week.
pay-per-views late all the time.
Yeah, but you work at a place that you can do that.
Wait, you didn't watch NXT?
I read the summary. I know everything that happened,
But you didn't see the end with... Oh my god. You may think Drew McIntyre is boring, but like, holy shit, dude. Holy shit.
I mean, I know he's good looking.
At one point, I like made a tweet that was like, I have died. Please send Drew McIntyre and whoever made those jeans the bill for my funeral. And somebody tweeted, I don't have it pulled up, but somebody tweeted, at first I thought it was like, oh, Stella just being Stella, but then I watched NXT and holy shit. And I was like, right? Oh my god. I am so weird. I literally make sounds when he comes out, like involuntary sounds. I went, oh, like genuinely. He makes me make involuntary sounds. I would like him to make some voluntary sounds, but you know.
Oh, also DJ Z was there and has a super sweet Daft Punk light up thing now.
Yeah, he's had that for a while.
I've never seen him
Really?
come out live with it. No,
Girl.
like I don't think he's ever worn it at like the full thing at AEW.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know if any of the shows I've seen him at, he's done the whole thing.
Well, you know, whatever.
Anyway.
It must be a bitch to travel.
Yeah, I'm sure it fucking is. They had to like come down a staircase and then like out through the back, and I was like,
Oh yeah,
that
because
was
you were at
dangerous.
Joe's on Wheat Street. I've seen
Yeah.
so many burlesque shows there.
It was weird. I was like, what the fuck? I got like
I've performed
lost as
burlesque
fuck.
there too. Yeah, it's weird. Wait, was their dressing room like upstairs?
It must have been.
Yeah, that's where like the burlesque one is, which is weird.
weird.
What wrestling shirt are you wearing?
I'm wearing my new, thank you, C Rose, my new Gulag for a Better Combat Zone shirt, which is identical to his 205 Live shirt, except it says Combat Zone instead of 205 Live, and I love it. It's fantastic, because they don't sell his fucking shirt.
It's fun because Courtney learned that when you want to get rid of stuff, you just give it to Erin. She gave you a bunch of stuff.
That's absolutely right. She gave me an Ashley Remington shirt, she gave me an Ultra Mantis shirt, she gave me a Drew Gulak
She
shirt.
gave you a Veda Scott
She gave me a Veda Scott shirt, so I have 4 brand new wrestling shirts. I'm super excited. They were like all things I wanted too. It was like, boom, yes, excellent.
Excellent.
Yes.
Should we talk about news?
I guess.
Oh wait, before we do this, I want to get this done up top. So last week was our 100th episode, woohoo!
Yay!
And we were supposed to do the contest winner, but iTunes fucked up. But we do have the contest winner now. The winner of our 100th episode rate and review contest for a Not Your Demographic Koozie, a Not Your Demographic button, a handwritten letter from Erin on a card that I picked out, and a copy of Boone the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
The winner, your iTunes name is Elizwill. That's Elizwill. That's, you know, it's iTunes, so I don't know what your Twitter handle is. So hopefully you listen to this. We're going to give you 2 weeks to claim it. And then if you don't claim it in time, then we will draw again. I think that's fair. 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks I think is enough time, yeah.
Cool.
We're a topical show. If you don't listen for 2 weeks,
we'll also tweet it out and we'll put it on the Tumblr, so
yeah.
Hopefully somebody will see it. Mm-hmm. And then we'll DM and get your info to send you that stuff.
Excellent.
Cool. News.
Okay, news. Do you have any news? I know I have some stuff written down.
Oh, we're not going to talk about TNA this week because I recapped it for Cage Side. So if you want to know all about my feelings about TNA, I know it's not TNA, Global Force, Impact, Butt Zone. Who cares? If you want to know my feelings about Butt Zone, go to Cage Side Seats. The only thing that I will say is you should totally watch the women's segment because the women's segment is great. But also, Rosemary, total face turn. Like, she's been teasing a face turn. Still as Rosemary, still as the Hive, still a demon, but is like a glam demon now. Like,
what?
Babyface Rosemary curls her hair and wears false eyelashes and has like face paint, but it's like a little bit prettier.
What?
But it works because she's a face, and also she looks so hot. Like, I know Courtney Rush is pretty, but you usually see her as like the demon. But like, Courtney Rush is like glam Rosemary into it.
Cool. Awesome.
Into it.
Cool.
So into it.
Very cool. I'm so into
cool.
it. Fantastic.
Did you see the Bullet Club Raw invasion?
Yes, only because I don't remember what your handle was. I'm sorry. Someone tweeted at me and was like, what do you think about Bullet Club on Raw? And I was literally having this discussion with someone else in text. And so I just like seamlessly moved it over and was like, I don't know. Theoretically, I think it could work this way. And he was like, no. I mean, they're like outside of Raw. And I was like, oh.
They're doing like a WCW invasion type deal.
Yeah, I like completely missed that. I was like, I don't understand.
Some people were like, they didn't go inside. And I was like, fucking DX didn't go inside either. It was just about making a show. And they were funny. Like, Marty Scurll started a like give back Cody Rhodes' name chant.
Yeah.
And Cody Rhodes delivered the speech from Independence Day to the point where like some of the people in the crowd were like, what is happening? But it was fun, and I think, it's Bullet Club. They can get away with whatever they want.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, they probably interacted with all the people at WWE. They're all fucking right there.
Right.
Like, just because there's a wall between them doesn't mean that like no one even knew they were there.
Right.
They just can't be in. I mean, they could have bought tickets and just made a fucking fool of themselves.
Yeah, theoretically, I guess they could do that. There's nothing that, like, prevents you from doing that.
I guess Vince could have them removed from the arena, theoretically.
But for what?
But
like,
why?
If they were just sitting there and not doing anything, just watching the wrestling and not doing anything, what legal cause could you have for removing somebody?
I mean, it's a private business. You can
I guess
remove
that's
people
true.
for whatever fucking reason you want.
True.
But, yeah, I think that would have been hilarious,
That would have
personally.
been great.
I would have really
I'm
enjoyed
sure ROH
that.
would have been like, no, we're like sucking at WWE's teat.
Yeah, right. Don't fuck this up for us.
Nikki survived her first elimination.
Yes, she did. I didn't watch this week's dance. I still have to do that.
There's 2.
Oh.
I don't understand how Dancing with the Stars works because I don't watch the show normally, but there were 2 episodes. So there was one episode where she did a waltz, and then there was an episode right after that where she did a samba.
Oh.
I
don't understand how that works.
Confused.
It's weird.
I thought the waltz was really good. The samba was okay.
Eh.
She has like jello legs.
That's
Even
weird.
before I heard the judges, I was like, what are her feet doing? And that was all of their critique. They were like, you gotta control your feet.
More babies in WWE. Connor from the Ascension his wife had a baby.
And Maria and Mike are pregnant!
Yeah, they are! I like how they got into WWE and she was like, LOL, peace!
Oh, man.
You really wanted me, but now you have my husband.
Well, he's great, too.
No, he is great. I just think it's hilarious. Also, I think it's funny that, like, she's like, I'm 13 weeks pregnant. It's like, isn't that, like, right after your husband got back from his, like, checkup visit?
Course. They probably were like, you're clean, let's bone.
Yeah, true.
Celebrate. The new 2K18 commercial is awesome.
It's really good.
For the first,
fucking really
5
like it.
seconds of it, when the first time I saw it, I was like, I hate this. And then I, like, watched the whole thing, and I was like, this is amazing.
It really is. It's really, really good. It's really well put together. It's very
And also,
well edited.
like, I love Snoop Dogg. I just
It's
fucking
so
love Snoop Dogg.
good. And also, like, he loves wrestling. It's not like they hired somebody who like doesn't understand what these things
Yeah,
mean.
like it's fun when they do like they have like Flo Rida or Snoop Dogg. Like those people love wrestling.
Yeah, it's fun. Like I really enjoy it, and I also like I noticed this, and I know that at least one other person I know noticed this as well. When they have the segment where it's like one Finn, one man, one demon, one king. There isn't just one king. Triple H is the king of kings, and they like made a decision to pick Finn for that word. Like, they jump all over the rest of it, and there are like 3 images of him in a row. I'm a little surprised that they didn't do an image of Triple H there and instead picked Finn. Like, that's good. Like, I think that is like another indicator that they have a lot of confidence in him, that he's gonna be a face for them for a face of their company for a long time. Like, I
didn't think of that. I just thought because they call him the Demon King and they just split the word demon and king.
But there's also, like...
Is Triple H in the game?
I believe so. I can't imagine that he's not.
That would be crazy if he wasn't.
That would be super weird if he wasn't.
A ton of DLC. Like, sick DLC. Like
Ruby Riott!
Nikki Cross, Beth Phoenix.
Fucking dope, man.
All of Sanity.
Remember when we started this podcast and they didn't include a goddamn woman in 2K16?
Well, they did, but it was like...
No, they didn't. They didn't even put them in the DLC. Instead, they put Samoa Joe in, who had been signed
No,
for
I'm
3
saying they
weeks.
had women in the games. It was like Brie and Nikki. It
They
wasn't...
had Brie, Nikki, Paige, and
Yeah, but they
Lita.
didn't have like Sasha and Charlotte.
Right, they didn't
and
have
all
the
of them.
They didn't have any of the new
and
women.
they didn't have anybody in the DLC. Yeah,
Right,
no,
yeah.
But like they did have.
But now look at where we are. Like, we said then, and we have said for a long time, like, what you do with your brand is the real indicator of how you feel about women as a part of your brand. And the fact that they're including them to such a big degree for this means that they understand that women are marketable in a way that they have never tapped into before.
Right.
And that is excellent news. Like, I know that there are a lot of problems with them still, but like, that in itself is like such a good step. Like, I think it means really good things on the horizon as well.
Yeah, I agree. Any other news? Oh, Paige is probably coming back within a month and will probably be on SmackDown. Also, Asuka's making her premiere at TLC.
Is she premiering or
I don't know. I'm
premiering?
confused.
Yeah,
I'm confused. It's around TLC. TLC at Asuka.
Yeah. Put that bitch on a ladder. Let's do it.
Put that bitch on a ladder.
She's the best. Oh, I have one other piece of news which I found really fucking bizarre. So, okay, Ric Flair didn't die. We're really glad about this. Apparently, the reason he went into whatever happened was because his organs are all fucked up because he's been an alcoholic for 50 years. And he said, I had no idea I was an alcoholic. I just thought everyone was like this.
What?
I literally wrote down, Ric Flair didn't know he was an alcoholic. 5 question marks. Boo how. Like, how can you drink every day and not be like, I might have a problem? Like, it's very bizarre.
Yeah, also, like, hasn't everybody been for, like, a long time, like, Ric Flair, alcoholic, Ric Flair.
I think he thought it was just, like...
A fun joke
Yeah,
made?
like a fun joke. Like, no, bitch, you went for real.
That's so funny.
He says that he's never drinking again, and I feel like once your organs start to shut down, it's probably a good time to be like, yeah, I'm done. I'm like, my body's already gone through withdrawal, and I didn't fucking die, so maybe you should just stop.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Ugh, fucking bananas. That's the only news I have.
So before we get into our weekly wrestling breakdown, or whatever you call it when we just like bullshit about the wrestling we watched, we have an interview with one of the people connected to the Signature Move movie. We've been talking about it and promoting the movie, but also the Shimmer event that's happening this weekend, and we wanted to have a chat with him and let him kind of talk about the movie and the event in his own words. So enjoy this little interview.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see you at the events this weekend, and then come back and listen to us talk about wrestling.
I ain't the lady to mess with. Woo! Go, 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 go. Yeah. Go, 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 go. I'ma go with my best self, with my best self, with my best self. I ain't the lady to mess with. Y'all gon' pay the price to stop it.
We have a special interview this week. We are going to a movie premiere this weekend, and we thought that it would be a nice treat to have one of the creators of the movie on to kind of describe the movie and the event itself in their own words. So that's what we're doing. If you'd like to introduce yourself to our listeners and let them kind of know what you're all about, like, feel free.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on the podcast. I'm Brian Lowry of Gnarly Pop Productions. I was involved with this movie, Signature Move here. We filmed it about a year ago, and I was a consultant on it. My wife knew one of the producers from law school. 2 days before filming the wrestling scenes, they were like, "Oh, we need a referee." We didn't know we would need a referee. Do you want to be a referee in this movie? I said, well, let me check my schedule. Then I said, of course. And my silver screen debut is now a year later. This weekend, the movie premiered at South by Southwest Festival in March. And so it's been doing the festival circuit, and this is its Chicago premiere. Friday, as you mentioned, and I know you'll be in attendance, there's a red carpet film premiere, and that's going to be at the Music Box Theater. And then the next day on Saturday, there's a matinee screening at 2 p.m., followed by a women's pro wrestling event that my wife and I put on to promote the film. So if you go on eventbrite.com or you check out gnarlypop.com or gnarlypop on Twitter, one ticket will get you admission to the 2 p.m. Saturday screening of Signature Move, followed by the 5 p.m. doors opening, 6 p.m. bell time of the Women's Wrestling Spectacular that we put on with Shimmer and Rise. And that's going to be actually where the wrestling scenes in the movie were filmed. It's at a venue brand new to Chicago wrestling fans called The Hangar, which is a warehouse where they shoot music videos at Fort Knox Studios, right off of 90-94, where that splits. The Blue Line Montrose stop is right there. The Metro Mayfair stop is right there. And Chance the Rapper, I don't know if anybody has heard of that guy.
Yeah, we know who he is.
So he's shot some videos there and some other folks. It's pretty much a huge kind of recording studio. There's rehearsal spaces you can rent out. There's business incubators for like lighting people, sound people, and it's just this huge community. And so that's where the wrestling event is going to take place, is where they film music videos. So it's a nice venue, super big. Today we just signed our biggest pickup for the show with regards to non-talent, non-wrestling talent performers. We've got JB Alberto's Pizza Truck that's going to be there. And I kind of thought like...
JB Alberto's is my favorite pizza.
Yeah. They're in, I think, like Rogers Park is where the...
Yeah, we both went to Loyola, and I used to live around the corner from JB's, and JB's is my favorite.
Yeah, pizza's real good. I'm going to be at that show on Saturday as well, so I will eat that.
Excellent.
So jealous.
Excellent. Well, actually, it'll be there. It's a double whammy. It'll be there Friday for the premiere, because that's where the VIP party is, also at that same venue at the Hangar after the film. So it'll actually be there Friday and Saturday, if you can't eat it 2 days in a row. I guess this is the time to test that, right?
That's so cool that you guys partnered with Shimmer and Rise. You have some really like big name talents. Like you have Mercedes Martinez,
Jessica Havoc, Delilah Doom is going to be there.
Delilah Doom, who is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool that not only did you guys make this movie about wrestling and women in wrestling, but that you've actually reached out to the women's wrestling community and involved them in your promotion of the movie. I think that's really smart and also really cool.
Thanks. Yeah, it worked out pretty amazingly. Thunder Kitty, Randy West, and Darcy Dixon and Lucy Mendez were actually in the movie. And so I played the referee. There was 3 matches. The third match involved the main character and kind of the protagonist, or is that the antagonist? The bad guy, right?
Antagonist.
The antagonist. We were actually on set for what chronologically in the movie, when it was all assembled, would be like the last scene. And so all the actresses were on hand. There's only one other actor in the movie, so it's mostly a female cast. It was written by a Chicagoan. So she was on a late night talk show with Lisa Marie Varon.
Yeah, Victoria on WWE, Cara on TNA.
Yeah. Right. So she was on a talk show with her. She had performed, I believe it was a moonsault by her description of what it was. I assumed that's what it was. It was her finishing move. And so she was kind of like, why don't you ever hear of these women? And of course, this was before the Glow documentary, the series.
Yeah, the Netflix series.
Right. Yeah, the Netflix series, which is amazing, by the way. And the producer, one of the producers of this film, his first movie he worked on was with Mark Maron. So I don't know if he's going to be there Friday for the red carpet. It'd be nice.
It's cool that like it's good timing on the premiere. I mean, I know that they probably didn't think about it, but like there is this boom of people interested in wrestling and like consuming it in their media because of Glow. Like I have so many friends that were like, "So wrestling's cool," and I was like, "Yeah, I know." It's kind of like nice that you guys are premiering where there's this like cultural interest in wrestling and specifically women's wrestling.
Yeah, big time. And if you look at plot and kind of the characters of the film, and this was before the election and everything, this was shot over like maybe it was 24 days or so last summer. And you've got a female lesbian Pakistani Muslim lawyer as one of the characters. And usually that's like every character in a movie and it's like, boom, you're done, right? But that's all one character. And then you have her love interest, which is a Mexican female. And with the exception of it involving wrestling, it's kind of like the movie that like Trump wouldn't want you to see, right? It's got all these, it's got all these things, but of course he's a wrestling fan. So the timing of that was pretty intense and pretty timely, and it premiering in March at South by Southwest. And it kind of, it's gone to India, it's gone to UK, it's hit both coasts and done these film fests. And just the timing of that, and like you said, the timing of this boom in women's wrestling with the Mae Young Classic coming along right at that time too. It's a great time to be involved in this. And I reached out to Shimmer, right, and Dave Prazak and Kevin Harvey with Rise, and I said, hey, I've kind of got, just under 5 weeks, and what do you think? And the first response was like, well, everybody's pretty much booked for X amount of months out ahead, and I'll make some calls. And then after a while, it was like, actually, I got some of these people, and it's just started to kind of come together. It's been a roller coaster.
The biggest team.
Exactly. Exactly. Just the Shimmer champion, and her being on the title, her defending the title on the show, like you said, against
the title against Queen Jessica Havoc.
Yeah. It's an amazing match. I'm so excited.
I'm so jelly. The work on the day. Boo. I've actually been following Signature Move on Instagram through its filming. Like I had a friend who I think was an extra in it, and I found out about it that way. So I've actually been following it. So I am very excited to see it come together and like see the premiere. So it follows, like you said, a Pakistani lawyer who is a lesbian who starts dating a Mexican woman, and they go to see wrestling and they like enjoy watching it. And then there's some conflict with the Pakistani woman not being able to come out to her mother, and she kind of uses wrestling as a way to like become more like honest. Is that like a fair?
Yeah, it's kind of the Mexican woman's mother was a former luchadora, and so once she takes her to this wrestling, and you of course have the symbolism, right, of wearing the mask and stuff like that, but it's kind of one of those bridges between those cultures, and it's a way that they can actually communicate, and it's a pretty integral part of the storytelling. And so whereas I can't really say it's a wrestling film, it's like wrestling is definitely a vehicle, right, or a character in that film. It's definitely something that you don't have to be a wrestling fan to enjoy. And when we were shooting the scenes, right, we had a lot of extras. And for the wrestling scenes in particular, in this location that wrestling will be at Saturday, we had about 20-something extras in there at any given time. And they were just, most of them hadn't seen wrestling before, right? And they were just blown away. The funny thing is 20 people in there screaming. The stunt coordinator would have to slide under the bottom rope to get us to stop because we couldn't hear the director yelling cut or anything. I mean, it's going to be loud. It's going to be great.
Good. That's how it should be.
Yeah, that's how wrestling should be. We are very vocal audience members.
Yeah, very loud. I was just saying earlier, I went to a show on Sunday where there were like 35 people in the audience. And I was like personally one of the loudest people there and was like, yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. Everyone should be screaming.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, so hopefully that's the way it'll be. With the venue, they kind of have this thing, and it's legalese and et cetera, and license and stuff, but they can't sell tickets at the door. So we have on the posters kind of like, hey, get your tickets in advance, even though you can use a smartphone, go on eventbrite.com. So if you're kind of milling around doing something and plans fall through and you're like, let me take in this awesome show, or, work, you say you get fired and you're like, I'm going to go celebrate, watch women's wrestling.
yeah.
That's how I want to celebrate fired.
So if something like that happens, and you're on the Metro, it kind of breaks down right at the Mayfair exit. Perfect, and you get off, want to kill some time, whatever. You're at the venue. You can dial up Eventbrite.com on your phone, if it's the kind of phone that you can dial up a website, or use the app, and you can buy tickets kind of while you're waiting in line. And we had basically these ticket packages. So there were like $30 packages that came with the 2 p.m. screening and then general admission. And then for $50, it was the 2 p.m. screening, admission, and front row. And we opened up about 80 tickets 2 days ago for $20 that were for the wrestling event only. That just opened up. And so if you're pressed for time or you're working and say you don't get fired and you have to work till 5 or 6, you can get those tickets and check that out. So I think we've got a little bit of something for everybody. Like you said, the lineup is amazing. WWE, Mae Young Classic competitors are represented, and GFW/TNA, Impact, etc.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, just looking at the poster, like Mercedes and Havoc are on it, but it also looks like Chelsea Green, aka Laurel Van Ness, is there. Hudson Envy is going to be there, who I adore, and Delilah Doom. And
I love Delilah Doom.
I know. We are such like Doomies.
Yeah,
we love Delilah Doom.
She's great. Yeah, she just got back from the UK. There was an opportunity that opened, and she was able to take it on short notice, and so that was great. I'm glad she got that chance. Yeah, we've got Samantha Heights on top of that, and Kikyo. Let's see.
Yes!
We were just talking about Kikyo. We were just talking. That's
nice.
So fun.
Yeah, she'll be there. 2 folks from Atlanta, Kiera Hogan, who is training at, or she's a trainer, I should say, at Heath Slater's wrestling school, and Aja Pereira. Of course, Thunder Kitty and Randy West from the movie are going to be there, so they'll literally be like jumping off the silver screen and trying to like slap the claw hold on somebody, right?
Cool.
Angel Dust is going to be there.
Dust. I love Dust. She's the best.
We're very passionate about wrestling.
Yeah,
Sounds like it. Well, you guys will love it then. I mean, there's literally not a bad match on this card. I mean, Laney Luck and Dominique Fabiano are taking on ACR, or Amanda Carolina Rodriguez, and La Rosa Negra, who just had this killer match it was a street fight where they were fighting out in traffic at, I think, the last Rise show was. So after booking that, it's kind of like, oh man, are these guys going to be able to exist as a unit here? So that'll be interesting.
Cool. Yeah, that's really
Excellent.
cool.
That's so great. Yay.
So if people are unable to come to the movie premiere on Friday or the showing on Saturday, the movie is running as a part of the Reeling Film Festival in October, correct?
Yeah, it'll be there in October, and then it will be running at the Music Box until October 5th, I believe it is, next Thursday. Let me look. Yeah, so it's going to be running from September 29th till October 5th, and that'll be running like twice a day, I believe. So it'll be available at the Music Box for folks to check out. And then, like you said, it'll come back in October. And as part of some big 40 movie acquisition by Amazon Prime, they picked up that film with a bunch of other South by Southwest films. So it'll actually be streaming on Amazon Prime in the first quarter of 2018. It'll be out there.
That's awesome.
That's really awesome.
So yeah, even if you're not Chicago local or you can't make it out for this weekend, you have plenty of opportunities to see this film. And people who listen to this podcast, like they listen to it because they love wrestling, they love women's wrestling, but also we like to think of ourselves and our listeners as progressive thinkers. So having a movie that addresses LGBT issues and identity politics is like, it's really cool to have all of that in one film. I'm very much looking forward to watching it.
It's very much our demographic.
It's very much our demographic.
Excellent. Good. Well, I can't wait to see you guys there. And there's some other podcasting folks, and WrestleZone will be covering it. So, bring your equipment and iPhones and mics or whatever people record things with these days, and it'll be great. We're gonna have kind of like a podcast row, it seems like there.
Cool. And also Sarah Shockey from Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling is going to be the ring announcer on Saturday, correct?
Correct. I can't believe I didn't write that down. That was going to be my lead in. Like, hey, I don't mean to Kanye the podcast, but there's another podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's okay. We are Marty and Sarah fans.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
Her on Saturday at Podslam, she and I did the comedy Rumble together, which I was terrible at. P.S. But she was great.
She's funny. You're just high.
Oh yeah, I'm real high all the time. But she was very funny. She's also great. We saw her do ring announcing at Rise the last time that was in Chicago. She's excellent, and it's also like a super really nice person.
So, right. Yeah. She's great. So yeah, she'll be doing the ring announcing Saturday. I don't know in what voices or what characters, but it'll be a good time.
Excellent. Yeah, excellent. Cool. Wrapping up, anything else that you would like to promote? If you want to give Gnarly Pop's social media so people can find it all out, feel free.
Okay. We're on gnarlypop.com and also Gnarly Pop on Twitter, Gnarly Pop Productions on Facebook. Not quite on Instagram. I have an account on there, but I haven't really figured it out yet. And
Your Move, the movie has an Instagram.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the movie has an Instagram. If you look up signaturemovemovie.com, and then Signature Move is also on Twitter, and like you said, Instagram. They have a Facebook page. And for tickets, if you go on eventbrite.com, or if you want more information, you can go on shimmer.com. And then there's also, shimmerwrestling.com. And there's a link to Eventbrite through there. So you can go to the Eventbrite link through basically any of those locations.
Yeah, you can also find it on our Tumblr if you are already on our Tumblr.
Yeah, of course, obviously. All right, great. Well, thank you very much. We really appreciate you coming on the show. It was great to talk to you.
And we can't wait to see the movie on Friday, and we'll see you there.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Bye, ladies.
Bye. Thanks. Total Bellas.
I did watch Total Bellas. It was one of the things I prioritized. I was like, I've been behind, so I either have to watch Total Bellas or NXT, and I'm gonna pick not NXT. It's gonna be Total Bellas, obviously. So I'm up to speed.
This episode was a doozy.
Oh my god, this one was also weird to watch because I just had my bridal shower, and
that's right.
The experience that Brie had with Brian was almost note for note what it was like to go through this with Michael.
Really?
Michael hates stuff. He's
you have so much shit in your apartment for him hating stuff.
Oh, you would be surprised. I've gotten rid of 3/4 of the stuff that I had when you and I lived together. Most of that shit's gone. I just have super downgraded and gotten rid of so many things, and I because I'm poor, it's hard for me to upgrade, but when I do, I try to get rid of everything that's not as good as the thing that I have.
Smart.
Which is
I do that too.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to live my life. But it's because Michael is like that. He's a super minimalist, and he's I hate that we have so many things. It makes me so anxious. I hate that you have all this shit. And I'm I love knickknacks.
You do love knickknacks.
My grandma had a bunch of shit that I love. Do you love this grape lamp that hangs from our ceiling that we can't hang? I love it. I have art. That's why we got a storage container. He was here's what we'll do. I won't make you get rid of things. I will get a storage container for you to keep things in. And I was
that's so insane.
So all of my 40-foot posters that I need to frame and turn into shit are all in our storage unit now.
Nice.
But yes, we have a lot of things. And so it was weird to watch this experience of them and be oh god, this is too familiar. And I was oh god, I'm gonna have to do this again. When we have babies. I'm gonna have to do this shit all over again and be listen, I really need you to sit down and watch this episode of Total Bellas and understand this journey with me.
Aside from the not getting gifts or not letting people spend money on you or whatever, as somebody who works with children, the thing that he was freaking out about, I was you need this.
You need it so bad. Okay, maybe you need a less expensive one.
Yeah, but honestly, as somebody sometimes I stare at the monitor. I'm is this baby breathing? It's freaky. It is nice to have the fancy monitors that track that stuff. Kids do die in their beds. That is a thing that happens. And I would buy that monitor. Like, if I had a kid right now, I would buy that monitor that has, like, the breathing thing and stuff. Like, is it very extra? Yeah. But it helps you relax. Yeah. And it's also good to know. So, like, it wasn't, the whole episode, I was like, can you freak out about something else? Like, this monitor is
I think he
important.
also had a really good point, too, that it was very expensive.
Yeah,
like,
but all of their friends and family are rich.
Yeah, I know. But, like, I think it's a greater point, too, of, like, how do you ask people to spend $400? And Brie was like, well, if my mom and my sister wanted to do this, yes, they're rich. But if someone else sees that on the registry, it's like, fuck, they want me to spend $400 on them?
Yeah, but they also have, like,
I think that's sensible, and I do like, he did give it to her in the end, and he gave a great reason that it's like, it is smart that we have this, and I should be the one to spend this money on her. Like, I did like that. If you think about
it, like, registries, like, you have, that's part of the fun of registries. Some people put, like, really expensive stuff on it, but, like, also not expensive stuff, and then people, like, look through it. But I guess there have been registries that I've looked at and been like, really, bitch.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I have, like,
really, bitch.
I have, like, $175, like,
we bought somebody a $100 knife once.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the most expensive things in our registry are like a stand-up bagless vacuum for like $200, and a Roomba for about the same, and then like an armoire that hangs on the back of the door for me, which is like $175. And even then, I was like, way too expensive. Cannot expect people to give these to us. This is insane. And like, someone bought a Roomba for us, and I was like, who the fuck?
What are your weird family members?
Right, I'm sure it was. They were like, you need this as a domestic couple. Like, okay, but why? So, like, but I get that. I totally understand that hesitation of, like, it is very weird to ask someone to spend $400, even if you understand people are going to band together to get it. Like, that is a good thing to buy for yourself.
Yeah.
That's what people give you money, honestly.
JJ and Lauren are terrible. I don't want to talk about them.
Fuck them. They're ruining my total Bella's experience.
Yeah,
like,
fuck them.
He really makes me not want to watch
the worst.
it.
Also, that
He's a
therapist.
dick. Oh my god, she made me so angry. I was like, how fucking dare you blame this woman for this problem? Like, how fucking dare you? I get so mad.
Yeah, fuck her. Why don't you give her, like, a little smooch? I was like, first of all, why is she not just reading fucking Cosmo? Why is she paying you? Second of all, fuck you. You were a terrible therapist.
Oh, it was such terrible advice to, like, climb in his lap. Like, are you kidding? And she was like, he would be mad. And I was like, if I did that to Michael, he would be furious. Like, so angry. And, like, we have a great relationship. Like, that's not true of who he is as a person at all. And I barely know him through Total Bellas. And I'm like, not a good idea. It was so bad. Oh, it made me so angry. Like, all the responsibility is on you. Like, your wife just had a fucking baby and you don't get to fuck her enough. Like, how dare you? How fucking dare you?
Yeah.
Oh, it made me so angry.
Also, I tease Nick a lot because Nick one time said we were watching TV and there was like a Every Kiss Begins with K commercial that was like, your best friend, you're blah, blah, blah. And Nick looked at me and goes, you're not my best friend.
Michael did that to me once.
And I always joke, and I'm always like, we're not even friends, Nick. Like, but I also agree with him. Like, Nick is not my best friend.
Michael is not my best friend.
Nick is my boyfriend, and hopefully, like, my long-term, like, partner, and I love him, and I'm so happy to be with him, but he is not my best friend.
No, and he
hate
shouldn't
that.
be. He absolutely should not be. Michael and I talked about this when we first started dating. Like, that's why it's important that we have such separate social lives, because it's like, you can't be everything to your partner. It's impossible. You set unrealistic expectations. You need to have, like, a whole support network. Like, you are my best friend, and Emily is my best friend, and Nicole is one of my best friends, and Devin is my best friend. Like, it's like a tier and not just like a person. Like, it's a whole network of people who can support you. And to be like, this one person is this whole thing to me. And, like, I have a sexually non-exclusive relationship. I cannot imagine being like, you're responsible for all of my sexual pleasure and also, like, my emotional sanity. Like, how the fuck do people do that? It blows my mind.
They don't.
They don't. It's a failure. You can't fucking do that. It's insane. Don't marry your best friend if that's probably not the person you're in love with. Like, it's just so bizarre to me.
How did you feel about their dog custody battle?
I understood how Nikki felt. I get it.
Yeah,
like,
I understood how she felt, and I thought Brie was being a huge brat. But also
she's
Brie
not
made a good
wrong,
point.
Yeah.
She's like, this is for the dog. Like, you travel too much. You can't just leave it at mom's.
Yeah, exactly. I get it. I understand. But I also understand, like, Brie did, like, rub it in her face, like, you're never gonna get married and you're never gonna have babies and we'll never give you a
bitch as a pregnant woman.
Even so, I was like, I understand why you want to do this, but don't say it like that.
Yeah. I think that when she had the idea at dinner, it was, like, presented in a better way, and then JJ presented it like a dick. And then Brie got really...
Such a dick!
I know, but then Brie got really defensive and then became, like, a little shitty about it. But the original idea, even though it was a dumb idea, the original idea came from a good place, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that Brie was right, too. Like, Nikki totally wants a party that's all about her. Like, hello, Bellabration. We all know this is a thing you fucking want. Like, that's who you are. And I think that she probably could have done a very good job with it. She just, like, did not think logically about how to explain it. And also, JJ fucked it up.
JJ's the worst.
Fuck that guy!
Brie is a brat and really dumb normally, but, like, her personality is just heightened when she's pregnant. Also, she looks so pretty pregnant. Her, like, big old fat, swollen lips.
It's so weird to see them next to each other and be like, oh, that's what happens to your body when you're pregnant. It's really bizarre.
Yeah.
I was watching it with Michael for a minute and was like, I don't know about all this. Like,
so many weird things happen. You start to smell weird. You can get really, really bad, like, cystic acne because it, like, all the things are changing. Like, the woman I used to nanny for, who is really pretty, has, like, perfect skin, like, super skinny, whatever, so swollen and, like, body covered in, like, cystic acne. It went away when she, like, had birth, but, like, she was like, there was, like, literally, she showed me a picture and I was like, oh my god, you look like a monster. And she was like, yeah, I was not joking.
Oh man, I know when my sister had her kids, her feet swelled up so bad she, like, couldn't wear shoes. I was like, oh my god, why? It blows my mind. Like,
but also, like, crawl into your lover's lap.
Your body's got through these massive changes. Be a little sexy bunny for it.
Just be a little sassy bunny. Did you watch Lucha Underground this week?
I did. I don't remember anything about it.
You never remember anything.
I know.
It opens with Melissa.
I need to stop watching it right after it airs.
Yeah.
I think that's the
I
problem.
watch it like the day before we
I
record.
remember being like, what is going on in this Melissa match?
Well, Melissa and the open with Melissa and Phoenix, like, having a backstage segment where they're training and she, like, tried to take his mask off and he was like, no, this is who I am. And she was like, but I love who you are. And he was like, I cannot, I like this mask.
Feelings.
Yeah. And she was like, pout, pout, pout. Famous B was the ring announcer because Melissa was wrestling. He did a great job. And Brenda was the fucking bell ringer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Brenda.
I love everything about her.
I love Brenda.
I love
so
that she started out as this, like, weird character in his commercial that was like, oh, bitches around forever. Excellent. I'm so in on Brenda. Every time.
Yeah.
Every time I see her, I'm like, I love everything about you.
Damn, Brenda.
I wonder what they ever did with those voicemails.
I don't know.
They've got to be somewhere, right?
Or if they just went immediately into a trash can. The first match was Tejano versus Dante Fox. It was fine. I love Dante Fox, so, like, I am biased. But Tejano was just, like, boring on Lucha. He was on Impact this week, and he was, like, way more interesting on Impact. And I was like, oh, is this why people like you? Are you better in AEW or AAA? Like,
He must be.
because you're boring as fuck. Even, like, your the storyline right now is that Famous B is like, you're boring. There's a moment where
true.
Famous B thinks that Tejano won, so he came into the, like, ring, and it's like, yay, Tejano, but Tejano didn't win. So then, because Famous B just caused the distraction, Dante Fox won.
Of course.
Also, did you realize that Killshot and Dante Fox, it's a best 2 out of 3 series at Ultima Lucha, and each match,
no, I didn't.
Each match has a different stipulation. That's gonna steal the show, I feel like. Ooh. Fucking, I'm so excited for that.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
I love both of them so much.
It's gonna be so good.
It's strange that they've done such slow storytelling with them over what feels like forever. But actually, you know what? I'll immediately retract that because I feel like the problem is that they took this fucking long-ass break.
It's the break that has, like, killed Lucha.
This
and there's still no word. They were supposed to film in the fall.
This season has gone on for, like, over a year. It's fucking nuts. And so it feels like it's been this super slow burn. And it works honestly, like, I feel like this particular feud really works with this, what has become this very protracted, long, drawn-out thing between the two of them. But it, like, works for them, whereas it's, like, to the detriment of everybody else.
But I love Killshot, and I fucking love Dante Fox. I mean, AR Fox is one of my favorite performers to see live.
He's so good. He's just so good.
So good. There's a backstage segment in Dario's office where Matt Cross came in to put his medallion in the belt, and then Pentagon came in and put his medallion in the belt, and it was kind of like a teaser because they had the double pin. But it was just nice. Like, when I win the belt, zero miedo. And Dario's like, just get out of my office, you dum-dums. Just put the medal in the belt and get the fuck out of my office. The second match of the night was the Moths versus Phoenix and Melissa. It was mostly Phoenix, obviously. Though I think that the limited stuff that Melissa did, I thought she did a good job. She's not a wrestler.
Yeah, for not being a wrestler, it was fine.
I think for not being a wrestler and probably only ever going to do this one match, I think it was fine. She had a lot of assists with Phoenix. She had that, like, cool move where he, like, picked her up and put her into the leg drop. Like, she sold well, she acted well, she did the limited moves she was supposed to do. And it set up the storyline even further for Ultima Lucha.
Yeah, that's true. It did a good... I think that was the whole point, was obviously the storytelling and, like, the shock factor that Melissa is wrestling because she's never done that before. And so, yeah, I guess that's true. I didn't think about that. I'm like, women the best. I need all the best women to the front, please. So I think when I watched it, pretty critical about it. But I think that's a great point. Like, she, for having never wrestled and not ever probably going to wrestle again, like, she did exactly what she was supposed to. And I don't think it was, like, botch fest, like, then it would be bad. Then it would be like a call to how, like, inexperienced or non-experienced
they used her well too.
Yeah.
Like, there's a moment where she tagged in and Phoenix immediately tagged back in. Like,
and you know what, I just realized too, like, it's a heavily edited show. It's possible that it was much worse than this and we don't know, but, like,
or it's possible that it was fine.
Yeah, that's true. It's also possible it's fine, but I feel like as a television product they did a good job of presenting it as, like, she is competent enough to be part of this match. That's a really good point.
And the crowd was really into it, or at least, like, the edited version. But I think the crowd was really into it. And, you know, sometimes with the storyline, because it is, like, stalkery and creepy, like, sometimes I'm like, is this going too far? But, like, I think they're doing it in a way where, like, the good guys are going to come out on top. And I think having the element of Mariposa in it, like, is good. I don't know. I don't know my feelings about it sometimes, because sometimes I'm like, this is great storytelling, it's really good, and sometimes I'm like, this is just like a creepy stalker storyline. So I don't know.
But he's also, like, so firmly established as the villain that it's not like
that's true.
Like, glorifying it in any way.
True.
Like,
except for that one guy in the audience who always has, like, an Aztec pride and Marty the Moth, where he, like, pets Marty the Moth's face.
Yeah.
The one, like, old middle-aged white guy who's just like, yes, Marty, I'm Marty.
I mean, don't be like that guy.
Don't be that
obviously.
guy.
But yeah, I feel like that's why it works, that he's so clearly established as, like, you're doing these stalker things and you're a creep.
And
you're
the brother-sister,
creep.
like, relationship is really weird and creepy. Like, and they've established that really well.
Yeah, and also, like, the fact that Mariposa's, like, that's creepy. Like, is kind of
but also like pets her brother and, like,
like she acknowledges that his obsession with her is weird, but, like, their relationship is weird, so it works in that way that they can still, like, be part
there
of
was
this,
that
like,
funny
tribe.
move where he was, like, on the ground and, like, Melissa, like, tripped Mariposa or whatever, and Mariposa's, like, face, like, landed right in Marty's crotch. Did you see the clips of Chelsea Green and Joey Ryan at Wrestle Circus?
No.
I only saw, like, GIFs or whatever. I really want to get the match, but spoiler alert, the match ends with, so, like, Chelsea Green gets Joey, like, is really kicking Joey's ass, and Joey's, like, lying like starfish on the ground, and somehow Chelsea Green, like, trips, and she, like, donks her head on his dick, and she passes out, and that's how the match ends.
Oh my god!
So she looks really strong and, like, kicking ass, but then she gets, like, knocked out accidentally by his dick, and she sells it amazingly.
Oh,
like, he is
God.
lying there like, oh my god, I'm getting my ass kicked, and, like, she, like, either misses her spot or whatever, but, like, her, like, head, like, smacking, like, it's almost as if you can hear a sound of, like, dunk. I really want to watch it.
Oh, that's amazing.
I really like Chelsea Green a lot.
I do too. I think she's great. Also, we didn't bring this up when she was doing this on Twitter. Now's a good time to call into this. But she, like,
oh yeah,
put this call out on Twitter and was like, you can't dick me around about pay. Like,
you can't.
I have a rate. You can't just pay me whatever you think is fair.
Yeah, you can't pay me $50.
Yeah, because just because I'm a woman, like, what are you paying your men? You don't try to undercut their pay. And, like, really took a stand for women in independent wrestling. And like, good. Fucking good. She absolutely should.
Totally.
It sucks that she has to, but I'm glad that she did. And, like, fuck companies who don't pay women.
And just from when I've been watching her, like, I saw her when she premiered an Impact the first time and all of her stuff on Impact. And then, like, I've seen her live, like, twice. Like, just in the time I've been watching, her wrestling has gotten really good.
She is really good.
Yeah.
I think I agree. I think she's improved so much. And she obviously works very hard.
Yeah,
like,
she clearly works really hard.
And she plays 2 completely different characters in, like, Global Force or whatever the fuck it is, TNA, I don't fucking know, on Impact, and then, like, in Shimmer, like, totally different characters.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting to see, like, her wrestling styles are different when she plays these characters as well. So, like, I like that. I like that she's clearly a very, she has a wide variety of moves and can use them in different combinations. I think that's fantastic. Like,
Totally.
I want to see way more of her.
I absolutely agree. The end of Lucha was the Gift of the Gods match, which ended in a double pin where Son of Havoc
Yes.
is pinning Son of Havoc is pinning one of the Rabbit Tribe or something, and Pentagon is pinning another one of the Rabbit Tribe, somebody else in the match, and the ref, like, literally 2 hands down, like, counts 1, 2, 3 for both of them. So they are gonna have to fight each other to see who is the true Gift of the Gods champion. That'll be cool. I like that because, like, Pentagon will probably win, but it's nice that, like, Son of Havoc still gets a push because he is, like, one of the original guys.
And it's also a nice callback to the fact that he, like, gave away his chance to main event at Ultima Lucha Trace too, and so now is, like, this might as well be the main event in many ways, because at the time it felt like Pentagon was going to be the one who was going to be in that match anyway, and so now he's in the match.
I didn't even think about that.
I think it's excellent that they, like, forced him to give it away story-wise and then still, like, really rewarded him because he's an excellent wrestler and has been doing a really, really good job this season, especially with the, like, Son of Madness stuff and, like, really making that work.
A lot.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Also, his shirt is so comfortable.
So comfy.
It is so comfortable.
The last segment of the entire show was Dario with the gauntlet talking to Godfrey in the limo about, like, he was like, I thought you said Cage would be the perfect vessel, and Dario was like, I don't know, maybe he is a man, or maybe he is a machine, I don't know. So now they're going to have a new match for the gauntlet, and it's going to be Jeremiah, Mill, and Cage, and then whoever wins that match gets the gauntlet.
Okay. What do you think it's going to be?
My gut right now honestly says Jeremiah Crane.
Me too. I think the same thing. And, like, I know they really like him and that they wanted to push him in Lucha, so, like, it makes me feel even more like that's a
It would also make sense if he got the gauntlet and Katrina wants/needs the gauntlet, and then he lords it over her to be like,
right, yeah,
be my girlfriend again.
Mill's like, I can't say no.
Yeah,
I hate you.
So there is that.
Yeah.
You didn't watch NXT. I'm gonna do this really quick.
Okay,
Johnny Gargano fought Sabatelli, who was the other guy. He won. Whatever. Who cares? There's a backstage segment with William Regal and Roddy where Roddy's like, I beat Bobby Roode. Now I want to fight McIntyre. And William Regal's like, sure, whatever. I don't know. I guess you just get title opportunities whenever you want, Roddy.
Literally whenever you want. What the fuck?
There is a women's match with Bianca Belair and Lacey.
I love Bianca so much.
Bianca did a great job. Lacey looked good too, but, like, this match was about Bianca.
Good.
Bianca's hair whip was fucking brutal. Also, Bianca's finisher is cool. It's like she lifts them up like she's gonna do a power bomb, but then she throws them, like, behind her. So she goes flat back. I'm sure this move has a name, but, like, she lifts them up like it's gonna be a power bomb. Then she, like, falls back like a flat back and, like, throws them so they, like, land on their face.
Cool.
It's cool.
That's super cool.
There was...
So cool.
This you should watch because I'm intrigued at your opinion on this.
Okay.
Aleister Black gives a promo in the ring and is like, I've worked 15 years, I'm Dutch, whatever. And then he's interrupted by Velveteen Dream.
Yes.
Who delivers an okay promo, but just the, like, stark contrast of who Aleister Black is and who Velveteen Dream is supposed to be was actually visually really interesting.
I think it's an interesting idea,
and it's an interesting feud.
Yeah.
So Velveteen Dream is, like, being like, oh, you're the darkness, I'm the light, whatever, and gives us, like, promo, and Aleister Black kicks the mic out of his hand and then sits down, does the like creepy like I don't give a fuck about you, and then
Yoga wrestler.
and then Velveteen Dream drops to his knees and then like kind of slides over to him like he's gonna like maybe kiss him, but then like slides out of the ring
Like
and
Cobra Moon style?
no, yeah, but like also like what he's been doing in the matches.
Oh,
like very
that, like,
similar to what. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah.
it was an interesting setup, and I don't like Velveteen Dream, but if Aleister Black can like push him and his character, because like he's an okay wrestler.
Patrick Clark is a talented wrestler.
Yeah, this could be an interesting feud, and I am hopeful.
Yeah, I think part of it too is that Aleister Black plays this. It is a very dark character.
Aleister Black also the flyest motherfucker in those suits. Those like silver suits. Whew, meow.
Ooh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Whew.
Suits were made to be worn by Aleister Black.
Oh my god. Also, anyone who ever tells you, like, you get tattoos, you can't have a normal job, look at that motherfucker in a suit. He could walk into any law firm and be like, give me a job, and they'd be like, okay.
No, they wouldn't.
I mean...
That's not how law firms work.
I've been in law firms before.
Both my upstairs neighbors are lawyers and constantly talk about it. That's not how law works.
Anyway. The point is you can cover your tattoos with a suit. It's fine, whatever. Get as many giant tattoos as you want. Anyway, he plays this dark, like, satanic character, and in real life is like the sweetest, nicest, like most
Potty potatoes daddy.
The most progressive dude. And so I feel like he has such a good grip on what a character is and how to make that and how to bring that out and away from your own self. And like Patrick Clark needs that. Like, I don't know how he feels currently about politics, but there was a time where he supported causes. Not great. Not great politics for a while. And I feel like it was really getting in the way of how he clearly wanted to play a Prince character and was getting very stuck in a mindset about what that meant about this character and was not separating from it. And so I hope that Aleister Black is the kind of person who can help him see that distinction and step outside of his own self as a character and really make that work instead of being like a paltry imitation of who he thinks this character is, and like really letting go and giving into it. Because I think he could be great. Honestly, I really do.
I do too, and I think this feud could be really good.
Absolutely. I think that this could really bring out the best in him, and I really, really hope it does. Like, I know I talk a lot of shit about him because I'm a huge Prince fan, but like, I do honestly believe that he could do a very, very good job with this character if he can just let go of his own personal feelings on what it means to be this character. Totally. So, yes, I completely agree. I have a feeling it will be great.
There were two promos, women addressing the like vacant title of Asuka. Sonya Deville gave one and was like, Asuka never faced me.
They didn't sign the other MMA lady. So I'm still here.
Whatever. So
like her.
Tell those girls to put their hair up and square up. Dakota gave one too, where she was like, I'm the captain of Team Kick, blah, 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 blah. I'm cute. I'm also here.
She's very cute.
She's very cute. No Way Jose fought Lars. I don't know. I think Lars won. I didn't pay attention.
Who cares?
Mustache Mountain had a match against Red Dragon, who is now called Undisputed. Maybe?
Undisputed?
I don't remember. Anyways, this match was fine. Red Dragon won. The really important part is that Drew Galloway came out soaking wet in jeans with like, but you could kind of see his like Calvin Klein underwear, and he had no shirt on, and he was fucking ripped, and he had his belt, and like, oh my god, I almost passed out. It was.
Why do you have a photo of this?
So good. Also, thank you to everybody who went to the NXT tapings and kept, or their traveling show or whatever, and kept sending me photos of Drew Galloway. Keep it up.
That is amazing.
Keep sending me photos.
If people want to send me photos of my Drew Boo, I'd also be fine with that. He looked great in that suit that he was wearing this week. I'm also going to point that out. He looked fantastic.
Also,
we'll get to it.
At the end, so Drew comes out, and the three of them are in the ring, and Adam Cole's like, oh, you want to fight all three of us? You want to fight all three of us? And Drew McIntyre's, I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So he gets in the ring, and all three of them get out, and they're like, ha ha ha, you idiot, you got in the ring. We got out of the ring.
LOL.
And then behind them, Sanity snuck up, and the three of them did like a hilarious Stooges, like, is there someone behind us?
Yeah, I really liked that.
So that's a temporary alliance where Sanity is like kind of the baby faces.
Cool, whatever. They're so cool. They can do literally whatever they want.
Drew in jeans. Oh my god, it was so good. What did you think about No Mercy?
I thought that there was great wrestling, and I thought the booking was really bizarre, which I feel is like
Hashtag WWE.
Hashtag WWE, absolutely.
The women's match was so good.
It was very, very good. So I went to Zelo Pro.
It needed 10 more minutes.
It didn't even 5 more minutes I think would have been fine. Like it was still decently long for what they normally give women.
Yeah, but still. Considering some of the other shit on that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So I went to Zelo Pro, so I didn't see this live. Although there was a guy in the audience who was wearing a Bullet Club shirt, and I was like, I'm gonna keep my eye on this guy. I don't need some Fedora the Explorer douchebag in my life. But he came over to us at one point, and I had my Brie Mode koozie, and Ben had had the Delilah Doom Bailey style shirt on. Yeah. So he came over to us, and he was clearly like, these are the only people who watch WWE here, and was like, Cesaro just fucked his teeth up and showed us the video of Cesaro fucking his teeth up. So it was the only thing I knew about No Mercy.
So I started it because we went out to dinner with my grandparents, and I came in right when the graphic for the women's came up, and I was like, oh, perfect timing. I will watch that. But I had heard about the Cesaro thing.
Yeah.
So when I was watching the match, I was watching for it. And then when he hit the turnbuckle, I was like, did you do this to yourself?
Oh, he totally did.
He did this to yourself.
He fucked his teeth up on the turnbuckle.
4 millimeters.
You could hear it. You could fucking hear him hit it.
The best part is that he hit, and then he comes out and he looks at Cesaro like, oh no. Or looks at Sheamus like, oh no.
He tries to pull him out too, I broke my teeth, and he's like, nope, didn't break my teeth.
They are inside my mouth.
Oh, the toughest motherfucker alive.
And then kept getting kicked in the face.
Kept wrestling. Right away got kicked in the face, and the ref was like, get out! Get out of the ring!
And he was
puts the gloves on and was like, get out! Yeah, so I knew that was gonna happen. So I knew that was gonna happen, and so I got on Twitter and got a bunch of spoilers and was like, I'm just gonna... Heels and Heels have not been reviewing the WWE pay-per-views recently, but did review this.
Do No Mercy.
So I listened to their review and was like, okay, we have a general sense of what we like, the same stuff. And so the stuff that they were like, I didn't care, this was boring, I kind of skipped over some things. I didn't watch the Miz match. I was like, I know that Raw is going to be more important anyway, so I kind of skipped over some of that stuff. Didn't watch the Enzo match. I heard them talk about it and was like, nope! I already know, I don't need to know, it doesn't fucking matter. And so I knew the end of all the matches, and so I knew that Alexa was going to retain, but it's still I watched this women's match and was just still Nia looked so strong.
So did Emma.
Emma looked fucking great. And I thought Emma was going to be the one to take the pin and didn't. It was fucking Bailey. I thought that was an excellent booking choice.
Agreed.
It was weird
especially
that the match...
because Emma got pinned on Monday.
Yeah, and it felt like the match ended very abruptly. Which happened a lot. It felt like that was kind of the theme of the night.
That happens with women's matches all the time.
I feel like it was just happening. I feel like it was just happening all night, to be honest. That things were just oh, it's over. Things are done. We're done with this. Okay. LOL, we're done. So that was weird also. But at the same time, I'm glad it was Bailey. I feel like it was appropriate that it was Bailey. Bailey still has this nagging injury, whatever. I think it's good.
Nia is still alive.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the assisted... that double powerbomb drop kick was
I think it was just
brutal.
I think it was just there was 4 of them pushing their momentum in it, and then also her putting momentum, and there was just a little too much momentum.
Yeah.
Because you can't control 5 people.
Yeah, it was fucking bananas. It was so good though. All of them looked great. I was very, very excited about it.
How do you feel about Miz and Roman in a feud? That Roman Cena match was so boring.
Oh my god, it was boring. It was
so
I heard Heels talk about it, and
boring.
I was like, okay, I know that they weren't into this, so I'm gonna try. I'm at least gonna try and watch it. And
it was so boring.
My friend Brooke was there at No Mercy, and he's a Roman fan, and was like, I need you to tell me how you feel about this once you watch it. I have feelings. And I was like, ooh, that's not a good sign. Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and he was like, I really enjoyed it in person, and everyone there was so excited for it, which didn't translate in the way that I thought it would on TV. And we all really enjoyed it. And he was like, there were parts that seemed slow, and there were things that seemed off, and I wonder how that translates. I was like, you should watch it because it looked sloppy. There were things for me that I was just
so boring.
It was so slow, and there were just these huge pauses. And I can understand being in the arena and being feeling electric and being excited to be there, but it did not translate.
Not
and
even a little bit.
You could drive a truck through some of those pauses. It was just so fucking long, and Roman hit him with so many sloppy Superman punches, and like even the like cocking thing that he does sometimes like really fell apart. And it's weird because like I know Roman is talented. I know that he's a very good wrestler, and like all the other wrestlers say that, and I believe them. Like if they say,
because he can have good matches.
yeah,
like Cena can have good matches.
Yeah, if they give him space to wrestle, like he does a really good job. And I feel like it's really apparent that they limit his moveset because he's a very particular kind of babyface, and like he looks bored doing the Superman setup. Like, yeah, like he looks bored doing it, and I can feel that he's bored doing it, and like it just translates into this like sloppiness that is weird, and like especially for a match that was supposed to be like, you're the big dog, this is your yard.
This my
like
yard.
It's I don't know. I feel like, honestly, it feels to me like Roman had the job of calling the match and did not call a great match. Yeah. That's kind of what it feels like.
I also am bummed about this Miz and Roman thing because Roman's just going to get the belt and Miz is so good at the belt.
I know. But at the same time, Miz is going to need time off because his wife is pregnant.
Also, I love that like Jason Jordan lost and then they were like, I don't know, just wrestle the Miz Taraj with Matt Hardy. You'll win that one, I guess.
Also, Jeff Hardy's injured and is getting surgery. Broken Matt's coming.
It needs to come because I miss it a lot.
Yeah, me too.
I miss it a lot.
I like that he's slowly getting weirder and fucking weirder though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to work on WWE.
I don't know. I'm into it. Let him do whatever he wants.
Ugh.
Matt Hardy's been weird
if
forever.
they let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he'll leave. That's the thing. Like,
he doesn't need it.
Jeff's injured. He'll leave. Like, I don't think it matters. He already left and burned that bridge once. I don't think he's afraid to do it again. Like, he could leave and do whatever the fuck he wants.
How did you feel about Finn and Bray?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was another weird match.
Yeah, I thought it was really lackluster.
Yeah,
I was a fan of Finn's gray outfit. I was like, I normally am not into it, but I was like, I'm into this.
I hated it. I know I'm like of a minority in that too. Like I know a lot of people liked it, but it was hard peen watch. Good lord, I was like, damn, you could see your whole
Not
dick.
like that Leo Rush photo. Holy shit.
Oh my good
You guys want to see the like most peen watch photo ever in the history of Peen Watch? Go look at Leo Rush's new Twitter profile pic. I was like, oh my god.
I know.
It is aggressive.
Yeah.
I love Leo Rush, but I was like, holy shit, dude, did you not look at this photo before you made it your profile pic? Or did you look at it?
Definitely
and
did.
For sure.
Yeah.
This is the one.
Was like, this is the one. Okay.
Well, the match on Raw too was like Finn and Goldust, because like Goldust was like, I'm not your friend.
It was weird to see him beat him up and be like, I'm back in my makeup.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
But then at the end, so Finn won obviously, but then at the end, like he's got the whole world played, but it sounded like this kid was crying. It was like, he's got the whole
so
world.
creepy.
It was like legitimately the most creepy thing Bray Wyatt has done in maybe forever.
Yeah, it was.
Since maybe like Cena and Bray. Like that was actually
It was
creepy.
super creepy.
That kid sounded terrible. And then for him to like not come out or say anything, like that was actually creepy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't understand this feud at all, but whatever. I saw the best tweet about Bray too, that was like, no matter how many L's Bray Wyatt takes, he still comes out here like he's won that championship 15 times.
That's true.
Like it doesn't matter. It's so weird because like, LOL, fuck you, Bray. Bray loses all the time. But I don't know what it is about Bray Wyatt. It really doesn't matter to him.
Yeah.
He comes out and he's like, lost? Who cares? I'm a god, motherfucker. I will rewrite this history. Like, it is so bizarre, and like, he's really good at it. Like,
That's true.
I still care about him even though he's lost every
So
match
much.
ever.
Elias and Titus Worldwide is in a feud, I guess.
I guess. Okay.
Worldwide?
Whatever. That's fine.
Kurt Hawkins was killed by Braun Strowman.
Yes, he was. That was.
And then Dean and Braun fought, which was actually like a really fun
I really
match.
enjoyed it. I really liked it a lot.
Like, when Dean's music hit, I just started laughing. I was like, Dean is so stupid. His character is so stupid, but it works for shit like this.
Right? I loved it. And I love too that they don't really do a good job, or haven't in the past, of establishing, like, why is he the lunatic fringe? And, like, I feel like they've really gotten back into that groove of, like, he's an insane person.
Yeah,
like,
he
that's
will
his
do
whole
insane
his
things.
literal gimmick is that he is an insane person. And, like, I know that gimmick, he doesn't care for it, but I feel like this is a good
He's
way for
good
him
at
to
it.
lean into it. Like, this is the kind of stuff he clearly enjoys. Like, he looked so pleased to be walking down that ring, like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna fight this dude.
I also like the backstage
Yeah.
segment with Seth where Seth was like, you can't do that stuff. You gotta be there for me, okay, bud? You can't be crazy. And then Dean was like, maybe you should, like, be more crazy. And Seth was like, fine, I will.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm also gonna fight this guy. Like, oh, okay.
Like, it was exciting, I guess, that Cesaro got hurt. It, like, put a lot of stakes in the match at No Mercy, but I thought the match was kind of boring, to be honest.
Well, I thought that the match up until the teeth breaking was boring, because I thought that happened earlier in the match, but, I mean, like...
No, it was, like, middle.
It was like the
end.
middle of the match, and then once it got towards the end of the match, I felt like they were like, well, fuck it. He's bleeding, his teeth are fucked up, we gotta
YOLO.
fucking do this. And they did that, Sheamus did that power bomb of Seth onto Dean, I think,
Yeah.
or maybe the other way around. And, like, that looked brutal, and, like, they're clearly very good at fighting each other, but that, like... those teeth. Also, I like that
Those
WWE
teeth.
was like, right away, we're gonna show you what the fuck happened.
also
They
love
did
that,
like
like-
slow motion pan up where Cesaro was like, ah!
I like that backstage Cesaro and Sheamus were just, like, taking selfies of their stupid teeth.
As a tag team, they've gotten real fucked up. Like, Sheamus had those stitches
That's
right
true,
before
that's true.
WrestleMania. Like, they will fuck themselves up. They're like
That's-
Christopher Daniels. They will just die for your
They don't even
entertainment.
care. That Alexa.
Are you entertained yet?
That Alexa and Mickey promo was
So
fire.
good.
That was so good. And, like,
So
I like
good.
that they're addressing the fact that Mickey is older and was here way before them and then, like, is
And
a
that
bit
people
different.
keep calling her old. She's not fucking old.
I love that. And I love that Mickey was like, look me in my eyes and say, and Alex was like, fine, you're old as fuck.
I love
Also,
it.
like, they set it up the night before on Raw Talk, which was good. I mean, I was falling asleep during Raw Talk because I was like, Enzo was talking forever and then Cena was on, but I didn't
Oh,
pay
no.
attention to the Alexa
I was
part.
like, Enzo and Jerry Lawler on the same show? Good night. Not doing that shit.
I fell asleep during Braun and Brock. I rewatched it, but I did fall asleep during Braun and Brock, and then I was just like woke up during
I didn't
Raw
watch
Talk
that
and
match.
was like,
I didn't care.
what's happening? So I guess we should just talk about Enzo. Here's the thing. I hate him, and I feel bad for the cruiserweights because, like, they get dicked over so much. But this is an interesting storyline.
And it's working in a lot of ways.
And it's working, and it's making Neville look good. It made all of the fucking cruiserweights look good, where they
All
like
of them looked
destroyed
good.
him, and then Drew had that moment with Mustafa where he was
Yes.
like, "You can't jump on him, you can't dive," and he was like, "Just this one time," and Drew was like, "Fine, just this one time."
It was so good.
We
That's
hate
kind of why I
this
wore
guy.
this shirt. I was like, oh, I just love this character work. It's so good. Yeah, I love that they all like band together and like, fuck this dude.
Yeah.
And it like, it's funny because I know Enzo doesn't want to be there, and so that makes me feel a little better about it, that like he really doesn't want to be part of this division. But at the same time, he has a title. It also
all the backstage segments with Kurt Angle were funny, where like Kurt Angle was like, let
Firmly.
me give you advice from a Hall of Famer," and Enzo was like, "No thanks."
yeah, it was really good. And like, I feel like that really firmly established that Enzo was turning. He was gonna be a heel. And it was like, we've had that for a while where it's like, what the fuck is going on here? How are you a
Enzo's-
good guy?
I don't like Enzo, and I don't like him as a wrestler. I don't like him as a person. I don't like his character. But if this is gonna be his character, he should be a fucking heel.
He is a heel now, I think. I think
Yeah.
that like the roasting of the cruiserweight division was like, that was the turn. And like, honestly, I feel like it was a double turn because Neville is still like nasty, mean, wants to beat the shit out of him, Neville, but he did the red arrow and that's his babyface move. And so he's
Yeah.
a babyface because they have a common enemy in Enzo. And so I think that like, also it's great writing that Neville was like, I hate you so fucking much that I will give up the chance to ever fight for my title again while you have it. Like, give up my rematch class, just fucking
It's
get out
also
of it.
smart like that. Neville did that, but then they did a segment where every single cruiserweight beat him up. So
Someone has to come back. Someone has to come in. It's gonna be somebody new, I
it
think.
can either do that, or Kurt Angle can be like, "Well, everyone did it. The whole division did it, so this contract is null and void."
I feel like it's a good time to bring new people into the division too.
Yeah, would be
And
smart.
like it could be anybody from NXT basically. Like some of those people on that show look giant, but in comparison with the rest of the main roster, are pretty small. Like, fucking Aleister Black could be in the 205 Live. Like,
That would be terrible, though.
It would be fucking crazy to watch him come in and just beat the dog shit out of Enzo, though. Like, it's weird because, like, it could work in a lot of weird ways to throw like Hideo Itami.
Yeah,
would be great too.
About Hideo Itami.
Would be great to throw in there and be like, "Go to sleep, motherfucker!" Like,
it would be funny if he just came up to win the belt.
Yeah, good. Hideo hasn't gotten to do shit like that. I think that this is a great opportunity.
What
for
if
them.
Asuka just wins it?
I would die. I would
she was like,
die.
Fuck you guys. This is how we bring intergender wrestling. I am the Empress of Tomorrow.
Like 8 contenders in, Nikki Cross shows up and is like, I will also fight the men. Like, yes, I'm so into this. Perfect. So yeah, I think that they're doing very smart things with it. And I think that it will be interesting to see where it goes from here. I don't understand why no one came out to interrupt Enzo during his 205 Live speech. Like,
I think because they wanted to firmly make him a heel.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Where like,
and because Neville at the end before his match gives a speech that like addresses all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
The only other thing we didn't talk about at Raw is that they're starting to sow the seeds of Sasha versus Bayley.
Yes, they've been sowing those seeds for like a year though.
Yeah,
so
but like,
I can't even take them seriously.
But these feel more
sowed,
seed-like, more sowed, I guess.
I felt like after WrestleMania, except now it's for real after WrestleMania.
Yeah, maybe. Quick things that happened on 205 Live that were great. Drew gave a promo to Tozawa where he turned Tozawa's ah chant into a ba chant, calling everybody sheep, which was fucking brilliant.
Excellent.
Drew
excellent.
is so good. The Enzo Davari stuff is great because Davari's such like a slime ball character, and for him to be like, oh, I'll kiss your boots, so then like turn on Enzo. I love that.
Yep.
And like the Enzo is like, okay, I do need a friend, so I'll go along with this. For now. Like,
For
that
now.
worked. Kendrick and Gallagher giving their promo of, like, why they do what they do was good. So TJP still has that dreadlock. I fucking told you.
He pulled that out. I was
told
like,
you.
Oh, no!
Also, poor Lindsay. 2 weeks in a row. Like, he's gonna have a match, and then these fucking guys just ruin his day.
I know.
TJP kept the hair. I called it. Gross.
So gross.
It's gnarly.
It's fucking gross.
It's so gross. I gotta be honest. I kept falling asleep during SmackDown. Not because SmackDown was like heinously boring, but it kind of was. But also because I'm just very tired. I think the only thing that really mattered during SmackDown was the Kevin Owens Sammy stuff.
It was so good. I almost wore my Fight Forever shirt, and I was like, no, I have to be Drew Boo. I have to do it.
I
have to Drew Boo. They were so good.
I mean, what a smart
So
way
good.
too to like Hell in a Cell is 2 weeks away, so you don't want to blow your load with Shane and Kevin. Like,
Right.
Totally smart to put Sammy in there. Also gives Sammy screen time. Also gives build Sammy as this underdog.
Yes.
Like, that's brilliant.
Also,
the
I feel
backstage
like-
segment with Daniel where Sammy was like, Shane does get to be in Hell in a Cell. I would love that. Don't let Shane ruin my match.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that promo.
I also like too that's like Daniel Bryan was like doing an AMA during the Total Bellas, and so people were like asking him questions, and they were like, what's something that you wish that you could change about SmackDown Live, or do you wish you could take, or no, somebody was like, do you still wish that you could bring Cesaro over to SmackDown? And Daniel Bryan quote tweeted it and was like, you know, I kind of do still wish that, but I thought that we could bring Sami Zayn over and do something with him, and look what happened to that. And Sami Zayn was like, yeah, it'd be really nice if I had like a chance to do something. This was like 2 weeks ago, and it feels like they've incorporated that back in, where it's like,
good.
Yeah, and it feels like when Nia was like, what the fuck? Do only 4 women exist on this roster? Like, I do like that some of the talent can actually do that. It doesn't feel scripted. It feels like they're like,
I don't think it is scripted.
yeah, I think they're genuinely like,
But you also
hey,
have to be careful, because then you could also be Cameron and get fired because you tweet agreement with Ryback.
Exactly.
Not that Cameron is on the same level, but you know what I mean.
Right, you have to be like careful about what you do, but if you like play your cards right, I feel like this is the new era of how Vince likes people to be aggressive about the things that they want, and like some people are really benefiting from it, and I think this is a great example of Sammy really benefiting from that.
Especially because so many people love him.
Yeah, he's so good.
Baron Corbin fought Ty Dillinger.
It was a good match. I really enjoyed it, actually.
AJ on commentary, and then Baron Corbin threw water on him.
Yeah, you know, it happens.
Beautiful hair.
Beautiful, beautiful hair.
I'm just happy that Ty is on TV.
Me too. Absolutely.
There was a Jinder Nakamura segment. I watched it, but I totally zoned out. I know that Jinder was still making fun of photos, but then one of the photos turned into a video, and Nakamura was like, "I'm here."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then beat a bunch of the Singh brothers up. Mm-hmm. Whatever. I like Nakamura, but it's just not working.
I'm also worried that they're gonna have Jinder keep the title, and I have just no hope for
on
that
both
anymore.
of their shows. They have shit champs.
Shit champs. shit champs.
Rusev Day!
I really liked this.
Happy
It was
Rusev Day!
Great. Rusev looked very handsome.
I love the trope of all the heels being a fan of Aiden English's music.
I said the same thing. I was
love
so
that.
excited about it. I love it. I love that Aiden English is the most heel of heels, and so all of the heels are like, "You're my bro. I love you.
I love your music. It's so,
Right?
like,
And, like,
compose me a song,
And
dear
like
Aiden.
Aiden English is like, he's a wrestler, but he's not a threat to any of them,
Yeah.
and doesn't present as a threat. Isn't like, I'm gonna do these things because fuck you. He's like, absolutely, I would love to help you, Sir Heel, fellow heel. Like, I just love it. I think it is so good. Also, was that actually the Bulgarian national anthem? Did he for real
Yeah,
learn
I think
that?
he learned it.
Love that.
The guy who was playing the mayor, who was clearly like Bulgarian or could speak Bulgarian, was mouthing the words. That's how I was like, this has got to be the real.
That is so
And in my head, I
cool.
was like, theater school.
I know, that's what I said too. I was like, oh girl, you know it.
I mean, the only thing I didn't like about that is I don't like Randy Orton, and like I could really live without USA chants, but Rusev and Aiden English forever.
Aiden English took a fucking amazing RKO
Yeah,
though.
he
It
really
really
did.
did feel out of nowhere. Like, he just leapt into that ring and was like, go bam!
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it was great.
New Day hilariously watched the Usos and the Hype Brothers.
Big E and that popcorn.
Big
So
E. Big
good.
E is just... New Day is just perfect.
Oh,
I don't
they're-
care what you guys
They're
say.
the fucking best.
Also, like, another New Day Uso match in a Hell in a Cell? Fuck yes.
it's gonna be amazing.
Honestly, New Day Uso is how I am, like, judging all other tag matches at WWE right
I know.
now.
It's
which
so
is, like,
good.
at least in the main roster. So, like, that's why, well, like, when I'm watching, like, Seth and Dean and Cesaro and Sheamus, like, I like all those guys, but, like, New Day and Usos are fucking lighting
so
stadiums
good.
on fire. So,
Absolutely.
like, that's, like, my gold standard and the main roster right now. Charlotte had a match with Carmella where James Ellsworth like was like attached to the ring.
Literally
and
chained
had
to the
like
ring.
a moment where he like went to get involved and like was like, oh shit, my neck.
I love
I
it.
fucking hate the split screen bullshit.
What?
The
Between-
like when they like go to commercial.
Oh yeah, I do
it
too.
is like it's so infuriating.
I know, I hate it.
Charlotte won. Natty came out and delivered a promo, which was like very natty.
Can we talk for a second about how much better Carmella is? Like, since she has come up from the main roster, or up to the main
She's
roster,
always
like,
consistently being getting
yes,
better.
absolutely. And I feel like there were times where it was like, okay, this is happening, but it's happening really gradually. Like, I feel like since she won Miss Money in the Bank, like, she has really capitalized on what could have been a terrible situation, and like, much like James Ellsworth has made it her bitch. Like, really has like done a fucking fantastic
just
job
makes
with
things
this.
her bitch.
It's so good. Devin and I got to an argument about it. He was like, I feel weird about this. Like, if it was a woman, would you feel like this was a comfortable thing? And I was like, honestly, he's fully dressed. He's like consenting to
and he's
this.
consenting to it. Like when
Yeah.
she like put him on, like went to put him on the ring post, like lock him up. He was like, okay, all right,
Yeah, I feel like it's good that they like implied that this is a thing that he agrees to and isn't like miserable with. Like, I was trying to think like when Trish did her weird thing with Vince McMahon, like how the consent worked with that, but it always felt creepy because
that
he's
was
our
always
boss.
gross.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
he's her
so it's like
boss
weird
and-
to compare how that works, but I feel like they're actually doing like a good job of this not
I also
feeling
don't
like
think that
weird.
Ellsworth is gonna turn on Carmella.
Yeah, I
Whereas,
don't think
like,
so
with
either.
that Vince McMahon story, like you were waiting for Trish to turn.
Right, exactly.
I think he's fine in this role.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I really enjoy it. I think they're doing a very, very good job with it. And
Yeah,
like
it
good for
works.
Carmella. And I also think this is a good way to redirect the energy while like we're not expecting her to cash in at any moment, because what we're looking at is James Ellsworth on a dog collar. And so I think it's a good way to distract from the fact that she's not cashing in at this moment as well. And it's a good way to build her character until she does cash in.
Also, just to like that argument of like, if it's done to a woman, it's bad. If it's done to a man, it's okay. Sometimes, yes. Because
Yeah.
we live in a culture where, like, women are constantly sexualized, constantly, like, misrepresented, constantly underrepresented, constantly underutilized, all of that stuff, over-sexualized, whatever. Like, that is a norm. And sometimes turning that on its head and putting that on an opposite gender is a way of fighting that norm. It's not, like... to me, that's like being like, well, drag is really offensive because it's making fun of women with like lots of makeup and big tits. Like, no, that's part of like
comment on the culture.
And turning it on its head, and that's what this feels like to me.
Yeah.
Especially because it's very clear, like, there's, like, an okay consent thing.
Right, I agree.
Dolph pretended to be the Undertaker, and finally Bobby Roode came out. And
Finally!
I mean, honestly, if he's gonna, like, if there's gonna be one last one, I mean, the Undertaker's the one to do it.
Yeah.
As
soon as the music hit, I was just like,
that Byron
fuck
was like, oh my
guy.
god, the dead man. And Corey Graves was like, are you serious, Byron? You know it's not the dead man. And, I mean, it's finally nice to have, like, Bobby come out and be like, shh.
Shut up. I will literally destroy you.
I will literally kill you.
Yep.
I would love that.
It's nice.
Please kill him.
I'm glad. Fucking fantastic.
I know we need to wrap up, but I did watch Death Before Dishonor, and I'm not going to talk about the whole thing, but there are a couple matches I think people should watch. The Marty Scurll Chucky T match was fucking great.
Excellent.
I love that Chucky T can have a very serious match, but still be funny. Like, there was a moment where, like, Marty had him, I don't know what the move, but, like, his arms were, like, he was, like, choking him out or something, and the crowd was, like, chanting for Marty, and Chucky T was making hilarious faces, and, like, he's such a good wrestler and has such, like, they both are such good wrestlers and have such clearly defined characters that it was just such a joy to watch them wrestle. It was really good.
Good.
The Punishment Martinez Jay White match was really good. It was really good. There were some, like, insane power bombs on chair structures, and, like, it was, like, pretty brutal, but it was really, really good. And then the tag match was, like, it was great. Motor City Machine Guns versus Young Bucks, like, it was fucking great. And there was, like, addiction spots. So the Addiction came in to fuck around, and there was a moment where Motor City Machine Guns and Young Bucks, like, team together, and they do, like, two giant, like, indie takers to the Addiction, and it just looked really cool. It was cool to see Suzuki, but I thought the match with Cody Rhodes was, like, kind of boring.
That's when I heard that it was not a great match.
It was not a great match. So, and it was, like, the Kenny King Kushida match was pretty fun. It was nice that Kenny King won, but it wasn't, like, the most amazing thing in the world.
Yeah.
And then all the, like, Briscoes bully Ray stuff, I don't give a shit about. Who gives a fuck about that?
Who gives a
fuck? But I thought, like, for being away from ROH for a minute, like, this was a fun pay-per-view to come back in. And Hangman Page is back.
Oh, good.
They found him. He came, like, out duct-taped and was like, I'm here.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
He did a moonsault. So he's duct-taped. Like, hands duct-taped and mouth duct-taped. Climbs, like, the Briscoes are on the outside. Climbs up on the ring post and does an insane moonsault onto them with his, like, hand sucking. Colt Cabana, who was on commentary, who I adore on commentary, like, he was, like, gobsmacked. He was like, that may have been the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. He was like, it was a cool moment.
I love it.
So I guess Hangman Page is not signed with WWE.
Good. Maybe he didn't pass their wellness test.
Also, speaking of the Bullet Club, we just saw on Twitter that WWE has released an official cease and desist to the Young Bucks for the 2 Suite.
I have never rolled my eyes so hard in my whole life, I don't think.
I'm very curious to see how this plays out.
Yeah, this will be really interesting. Like, this is going to be some straight to the Supreme Court bullshit. Like, not even kidding. Like, Vince McMahon took his fucking steroid trials to the Supreme Court. Like, I do not have any doubt that they would, either of the parties in this would be like,
I feel like the Young Bucks
fuck
will
you.
fight.
Fuck you. We've got money and we will go all the way up. Like,
it'll be a nasty fight.
It's going to be nasty.
Nasty.
I wonder how long WWE has let that trademark go without having it registered for themselves. Like, I don't know that that's something that they have an active trademark on. It'll be interesting to see how they argue that.
I don't know. So we have a couple reviews. Apparently we did not rate Sue Williams' review. Did he tell you that?
No, I noticed it. I was like, I know we didn't read this.
Well, I'm going to read it. This is from August. It says, pretty good. It is very nice to hear female perspectives on wrestling. The show has a very off-the-cuff feel to it, and these two have a very good chemistry with each other. You aren't going to find too many wrestling podcasts better than Not Your Demographic. Woohoo!
Yeah, thank you.
Woohoo! You guys, I don't know which ones of these that we have read, so I'm just going to keep reading them, because iTunes updated, and now it has, like, I think all of the reviews, including the Canadian ones, so, like, some of them pop up, and I'm very confused. So if I already read this one, sorry, like, double pat on my back. This is from Arcane Account, Good Wrestling Talk. I think I did read it because of the word wrestling.
Is it just one sentence?
No. whatever. Not Your Demographic is one of 2 wrestling podcasts I listen to every week. I love hearing Stella and Eris' opinions on everything, not just wrestling, since I know they'll have a unique and fresh take. I also love the breadth of the promotions they cover. And where else will I hear all of the Bella Twins updates without actually following the Bella Twins? Just amazing and definitely worth a subscribe. One more review that is very long.
All right, let's do it.
This is
it
from,
5 stars?
It is 5 stars.
Okay, good.
This is from Held Over.
We have a 1-star review that's 8 paragraphs.
This
We
says,
don't actually.
Entertaining AF. I began listening to Erin and Stella maybe 18 months ago. Their biting
shit.
commentary on pro wrestling is a great addition to the wrestling podcast landscape. More importantly, their love of wrestling is apparent in every episode and very entertaining. They talk about shows or people that I may not be interested in or don't pay attention to, but I listen anyways because their enthusiasm is infectious. Erin and Stella are honest about the people and things that they like, and they don't tap dance around the subject matter, and that's very much appreciated.
Yeah.
Even when they veer off topic of wrestling.
All the time.
They present their opinions with passion and conviction. You may not always agree with their takes on wrestling or other subject matter, but they are compelling and offer a much-needed point of view. If pro wrestling wants to grow and thrive, women must be included in the discussion, and Erin and Stella provide insight into that perspective. Keep killing it, y'all. Woo!
What a nice review. Oh my God.
You.
Thank you.
We do have one question.
Okay, let's do
One
it.
question that was technically asked for our 100th episode, and I missed it. It's from Henry Casey, so he says, for episode 101, what would you be most shocked to find out has happened in wrestling by episode 200? A return, improvement, etc. CM Punk come back would be shocking.
Yeah.
Also, women main eventing WrestleMania would be shocking.
Women main eventing WrestleMania or SummerSlam, to be honest.
Yeah,
like
that's
either
true.
one of those would be. I feel like SummerSlam is more in the grasp of what we could have in like the next 100 episodes.
Yeah.
But that's like future possibilities realm. I would be shocked, but I would be so excited, and I feel like it could actually happen. WrestleMania, I would be like gobsmacked. There's no way. I'm most surprised to find out, I don't know, Kenny Omega signed with WWE by episode 200. That would be pretty
shocking.
fucking shocking. The Young Bucks, same thing. If they signed, like, that would be really shocking. I don't know. I can't really... They add a women's tag division. That would be pretty shocking. Like, that also feels like...
There's a
realm
women
of-
over 38 wrestling and the production.
That would be nice.
How old is Mickie James?
38.
There's a woman over 40.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're getting there. So it's weird because I feel like there's a lot of things that I'm like, man, pie in the sky about some of this. And other things I'm like, there could be, like, they have so many fucking women. Like, add a tag division. Like, you need this undercard for women anyway. Like, make it a tag division. It would be so easy
That would
to
be
add
awesome.
it. Like, just add a belt to it. It would be so easy to develop these characters. You do it with men all the time. Like, throw these women together, make them tag teams, teach them how to be a team with another person, and then teach them how to split and be individual people after getting people to love you as a tag team. Like, they do that so effectively with men, like, and they have no outlet to do this with women. So, like, but in the next 100 episodes, the next 2 years, if we could get that, like,
That would
I
be
feel like
great.
it's within the realm of possibility too. Like, the divisions are growing at such a rapid pace that it is really possible
That's
that
true.
they have so many women and nothing to do with so many of them. So
many women.
like, that they used to have a women's tag belt in WWF ages ago in the 80s. Like, it's they just stopped doing it because Vince McMahon was like, fuck these women, basically. So I feel like
These women won't fuck me? Fuck them.
I feel like once I hate to say this, but once he fucking dies, like, it feels like Triple H is the kind of person who would head a company with a women's tag division too.
I want him to die.
I know. I don't want to wish death on a person, but I mean, like, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Anyway.
Side note, this is going to sound like such a crazy thing. So I actually have started listening to Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling, and they have a whole Fuck, Marry, Kill segment that they have a song to. And I did not know that. I honestly just started
didn't know
doing
that
the
either.
Fuck, Marry, Kills because I think that they're fun. And, like, obviously Marty and Sarah don't own Fuck, Marry, Kill, but they have a whole song, and that's, like, a part of their podcast. So now I feel like we inadvertently, like,
Gimmick
stole their
infringement,
yeah,
yeah.
we gimmick infringement them. So we'll still do Fuck, Marry, Kills here and there, but I want to kind of have like a game segment. Like
Yeah, I
sometimes
would
we
too.
do We do questions. Sometimes we do the, like, name that wrestling song, or, like, we'll have Pizzazz on, or F, Marry, Kills. But if you guys have ideas for, like, fun little bits that we could do, or, like, some silly stuff that you'd like to see us try out on the pod, like, email us or tweet at us and let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, Marty and Sarah, if you are listening, I'm so sorry we gimmick infringement into you.
You really did not mean to.
Really, we don't have a song. You guys have a great song.
Yeah. We fucked up.
I fucked up so hard.
Whatever. It happens.
Well, that's it. We have recorded for a long ass time, and I worked out, and I am smelly. Like, I lit a candle so Erin doesn't have to smell me.
She literally put it between us so that I wouldn't have to smell her, which was very
I smell like the gym.
It happens. Okay. Where can people find you on the internet?
I'm at Stella_Cheeks.
I'm at EarnGenC.
You can find us at notyourdemographic.tumblr.com.
You can email us at notyourdemo@gmail.com.
You can find us on cagesideseats.com.
You can go to Signature Move on Friday for the premiere, and on Saturday for the premiere during the afternoon, and the wrestling event
Friday, September 29th,
yes.
Saturday, September 30th.
Yes, absolutely. Correct.
Erin will be at both. I will be at one.
Yes, correct.
I literally agreed to work a wedding like a day before we got invited to this event, and I was like, no.
Why? I'm just going by myself too, so say hi. I'll be alone. Whatever. It happens.
Erin don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. It's fine.
Please find us on iTunes and rate, review, and subscribe to us.
Yes,
and if you are
please.
tweeting about the pod or tweeting at us, make sure that you use the hashtag #NotYourDemoPod.
Yes.
Also, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your grandpa. My grandpa listened. He was fine with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also,
it's great.
Patreon imminent, guys. It's maybe happening.
We've only been talking about this for like 6 fucking months.
It's maybe happening.
We'll get it. We'll figure it out.
Oh, also, we have some merch on the way.
Yeah, we do.
Teaser.
Arms. Vogue.
Oh.
Whatever. Yes, Demmies, yes!
No, that is not the sign
I'm
off.
doing it. I don't care.
Do the right one.
Demmies.
Yes.
Yes, Demmies, yes!
Wait, try again. But don't move as much.
I mean, I'll move in like a typical fashion as opposed to like a getting up and moving and getting my bag and turning around fashion. How's that?
It's fine.